let's jump into some of the products. I went through and I analyzed a bunch of them. Some of them are going to be a bit borderline. Like, I didn't get too in depth with them. I literally just picked out what I thought were margins. So we're going to go through and I'm going to show you exactly what I think. So earphones, you'll see here, $10 profit margin. It says that it retails on Amazon for $12.79. It's a 256 coupon code. So let's hit get coupon and we'll go analyze it on Amazon. Now, this looks like it is not Prime, although it is free shipping, so that's a little bit sketchy right off the bat for me. The first thing I like to do before I even notice that, because most of the products are going to show Prime, and you'll see that little Prime badge there, is to make sure that the price is what they actually say it as. 98% of the products are obviously going to be the price that they're listed at on Vipon or Snagshot or any of the coupon sites. But sometimes you get an untruthful seller. Just that's the first thing that you always want to check. So new $12.79. It's what they said it was going to be. $12.79. It's a good sign. Although it is not Prime, so that's a little bit sketchy. And I always forget to sign into Jungle Scout. So now that I'm finally signed into Jungle Scout, we're going to analyze this product. So the very first thing that you want to do if you don't have Jungle Scout, which I recommend that you do for online arbitrage, is go down and check the bestseller rank. So you want to make sure that my general rule of thumb, if you don't have the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, which helps really analyze the sales velocity of products and shows you the exact numbers that they're selling every day and every month, is I like to look at the bestseller rank. So my general rule of thumb is under 100,000 bestseller rank. If you get the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, you will notice that there are products over 100,000, sometimes depending on the category, that sell more than one a day, thus making it a decent product to go after. You will also notice that there are products in certain categories that are slightly below 100,000 and don't sell at least one a day. I say around 100,000 because that's that gray area line for most product categories. This is cell phone and accessories. There's different amount of products. There's different sales velocities in each category. So that's just the general rule of thumb. Obviously, if you want to be sure and you want to be serious with the online arbitrage, get the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. It's a $99 one-time purchase payment, and you have that for life. 82,000, it's close to that 100,000 mark, but it's under. That's a good sign. Let's check the sales velocity with Jungle Scout. 30 monthly sales averages about one a day, right? So that's pretty decent. That's not a bad product. Now, the next thing that we want to do, we want to take the ASIN to make sure that we can sell it. So we're going to take it into Seller Central, inventory, add a product. Then we're going to paste it in and see if we're able to sell it. Listing limitations apply. You always click that down now. It used to be that it just showed you, but for whatever reason, Amazon always likes to have it this way now. Just make sure you click the down arrow so you can actually see. And it says that we can sell it in new, used conditions. Sell yours. So this is a good product. I would go out and get it. However, if I remember correctly, it does not have any reviews. It depends on that, like we talked about, there's levels to it. It depends on what you're going after. If you only have $50 to invest and this is your first shipment into products, or if you only have 100 or 200 bucks, maybe you don't go out and get this product because it's a little bit more risky just because there's no reviews, and that indicates that the seller is not 100% invested in the listing yet. They're trying to rank the listing, obviously, hence the fact that it's on a coupon site like Vipon, but because there's no reviews, it makes it a little bit more risky in my experience. I would personally still grab this because at the end of the day, if for whatever reason I lose the $2.56, it's not the end of the world to me. I don't really care. But that's with me sending in like 100 products every couple days or something like that. So if I source 100 products and I took a chance on 10 of them and 5 of those don't work out, but 95 of my products do, I'm still going to make a lot of money. So that's a good, that's how I gauge it. But if you're only buying like 10 or 20 products, maybe go after more surefire products that check all the boxes off. So that's a good product. I'd go through and I'd grab this. Now let's move on to the next one. $12.75, $2.55. So it checks that $10 profit margin. $12.75 minus $2.55 is the purchase price. Now for the sticklers out there, yes, that doesn't include the Amazon fees. But on a $10 profit margin, if you sell it for, if you get it into FBA and you sell it for like $11 or $11.75 to get the buy box really fast or whatever you want to do, you can also sell it a little bit higher and wait a little bit. Your fees might be anywhere from like $3 to $5, so you're still making that a good money on it. You're spending $2.55 to make like $6-7, maybe $8, depending on what it is. So that doesn't really matter. That's why I always say keep it above $10 profit margin, so you don't worry about the fees. You know that you're going to make money. Also, the shipping. It's completely irrelevant. Shipping doesn't matter. I've done countless examples of why shipping doesn't matter. All right, so we're buying it for, remember, $255. Does it retail at $12.75? It's another sketchy product because it doesn't have any reviews, and it's also not being, it's not FBA. It's being merchant fulfilled. But if you bought it and you shipped it into FBA, you would be able to get the buy box at a higher rate because you have FBA. Two things that go into getting the buy box that are important that we're going to talk about here are, first and foremost, price to the customer. And second, but a close second, is availability to the customer. So that's why people that ship merchant fulfilled, don't always, depending on their shipping times and what their seller metrics are, which is another thing, but that's lower on the list. Basically what I'm trying to say is if you have FBA or you're shipping in Prime and you're competing on price, those are the two main factors: availability to the customer and the price to the customer. Bottom line. So you could definitely ship this into FBA and get it probably at a little bit higher of a price on the buy box. So this is a product I'd avoid. It's $200,000 in health and household. So that is a bad product. Let's move on. All right, this posture corrector, $12.69. You're buying it for $12.54. $10 profit margin. Let's check it out. This one has I'd never understood this. As much as I was good at, I did private labeling for a while and was trying to rank new products. I still do it, but I don't do it as much. I have 4 products that are actually profitable. They don't make that much, to be honest. One of them makes like $1,000 a month, roughly, and the rest of them break even. But when I was ranking products, it always blew my mind how people got the badges like right away like that. That's some BS and a little bit sketchy, but hats off to them. That means that they're selling, at least. So that they probably have a good ranking. They're also merchant fulfilling, which is a little bit sketchy, and no reviews, but they do have a #1 release badge, so maybe we can look past that. If you were starting fresh, you probably wouldn't want to get this either. $21,000 in sports and outdoors, so it's obviously good. We checked the Chrome extension. 150 monthly sales on average, so that's pretty solid. Let's make sure that we can sell it, and we can sell it. So that's a great product. Now, another thing I want to talk about, and a question that I get a lot, is can you buy multiples of a product? Now, you can buy multiples of a product. So what I mean by that is, can you use the same coupon code and, buy 10 of this product in the checkout screen? Yes and no. So most of the time, the sellers will not let you do that. There will be a limit to the amount of products quantity that you can claim with a certain code. So most sellers will not let you do that. However, you'll notice the occasional seller that does not do that, and thus you can go ahead and grab all their inventory, or maybe they'll limit you to like 10 or 15. I don't recommend doing that. First of all, I feel like it's bad karma. I think that's kind of sleazy. I wouldn't take advantage of somebody's coupon code like that and steal all their inventory. It's not a very nice thing to do. Now, if they have 900 in inventory, should you take 10 or 20 of them? That's a different question. Then, obviously you're helping their sales velocity because they literally just sold 20 in a day, which will help them rank better. And then you're going to flip it again, which will help them rank more, thus making, them money essentially. They're just breaking even on the product, so it's not a loss to them. I wouldn't get too carried away with that. I still think, you still want to stay for most of them. But here and there, if you find a good product that's selling $150 a month like this, and you can grab 10 of them, if you're going to do that I've done it in the past, go ahead and go that route. But majority of products, I grab quantities of 1. You can grab multiples. Just be cognizant of not screwing anybody over, and just be cognizant of, being a little bit careful. If it says, 30 a month, that's 1 a day on average. You don't want to grab 10 of that product or 5 of that product because it's going to take you a couple days, if not a week, to maybe push that product, because you got to remember you don't have any ranking. You're just piggybacking off their listing. So just something to keep in mind there. But I would go ahead and buy this product. It looks solid to me. Now, like I said, if you're starting out, doesn't have any reviews, so it's a little sketchy, but I would definitely go out and buy this product. That's a good product for $10 profit margin. Now, one more. Let's go really fast. So $12.50, you're getting it at $2.50, exactly $10 profit margin. Let's check it out. More merchant fulfilled. Woohoo! Excited about that with no reviews. That's sketchy. Now, these are all things that I'd probably, buy because I'd be going ahead on all the coupon sites, and I probably would have already ordered 20 to 30 products a day. So I might take some chances on some of these, knowing that, even if I make, let's say I sell 3 of them and make $30, and 2 of them out of the 5 that I might have purchased, don't work out, well, I'm still making $25 if I spent $250 on each product. Makes sense? So it's a risk-reward thing. You got to use your judgment and figure out where on the spectrum and level you actually are. Can you afford to take the risk? If not, don't do it. It's totally fine. But this is why I think it's valuable for me to go through and analyze these things for you and show you. So this is a bad product, $436,000 in home and kitchen. So let's move on. Next product. All right, 12. So this is another one that I want to talk about, and there's a bunch of them here that I want to talk about that are probably half decent products. And you'll see here that I'm just going to go through a couple of them with you really fast. So 1145, you buy it for $229. 1145, it retails out, you buy it for $229. 1149, you buy it for $230. Now I'm not going to go through all these really fast, so I might keep a couple of them up just to show you. Same thing here. What I'm trying to point out is that these margins are not exactly $10. Sometimes people go through the course, or they watch some of the videos and they go, "Oh, that's not a $10 profit margin, even though it's $9.99 or $9.89." That's a general rule of thumb. Obviously you don't want all your products to be $9.50 or $9.89, but that's still pretty close to the margin. If you look at this here, what is that, $9.80 profit margin? That's still pretty close to 10. You can go ahead and grab this if it checks out and checks all the boxes. So $10 is the rough estimate. You don't want to get a little, too flexible. You're not going down to like 8 necessarily unless you want to. But you can go ahead and grab products like this. I just say keep it around a $10 profit margin, at least for the most part. Now, let's jump into these and check a couple of these. Same thing here. It's probably a pretty good product, although it's a little sketchy. I don't want to go through too many of these examples. So this is a bad product. It's $175,000 in kitchen and dining. Let's go through them fast. I'll try to get through fast because there's a bunch of good ones right here I want to talk about. $240, you're buying it for $11.99. We're not going to check it because it has no reviews. Just for the sake of saving time, I want to show you some good examples. And I'm not trying to make this like a 40-minute video. $11.49, free shipping. It's obviously, it's not FBA, it's being merchant fulfilled, no reviews. It might be a good product. I might go ahead and grab it, but I want to show you some good examples. So now let's get into some of the good examples. Like I said, I might go through and buy some of those, but these are going to be hopefully good examples. They're a little bit higher priced, some of them, but they all have margins, and I think that they're good products. So for the people telling me you can't find good products on Vipon, there might have been 3 or 4 that I would buy in there that, although they're risky, there might be 2 or 3, maybe 4 here that I would buy that are probably a little bit less risky and have a margin there. So that's about 8 products that I found. And, obviously I'm slowing this down to analyze them, but I could go through and buy these in like 5 to 10 minutes and pick some good products. So Vipon is still very much alive. $17.99 for $180. Let's check it out. So this is Amazon Prime. It's not selling for $17, which is a little sketchy to me. So this is a great example of something I want to use here, which is the Camelizer, and I'll show you that in a second. It doesn't have any reviews, which is also a little sketchy. Let's go through and check the ranking. So 7,500 in cell phone accessories. It's obviously selling well. 588 sales a month on average. Let's check to see if we can sell it. And we cannot sell it in new condition, but we can sell it in used. So if this were an actual $17 product, then I might buy it and sell it as used like new and just put a little stipulation in there that says this is brand new, I've never opened it, or something like that. It won't sell nearly as fast because you don't have the buy box with any used items, but it will sell eventually and you'll make money, so that's an option. So we're not going to analyze this just because that's a very special example. Now, with this thing that I was going to tell you with the $12 profit margin, it was listed at 12, even though originally it was listed at 17. If you use this app called Camel, which is basically the Camelizer, and you can also go to Camel if you don't want to download it.com, and just throw a weird. That's weird. Never seen that before. I guess it's offline, dude, until Wednesday, until tomorrow. But you can use the Camelizer app 99% of the time, just like the Jungle Scout extension. And basically, or the Camelizer extension, sorry. And basically that will just show you the history of the sales. So you'll notice that if it says $17, for the majority of the history, but then it drops down to 12, this week, that's sketchy and you want to be aware of that. Also, if, you'll notice if the price constantly fluctuates, you also want to be cognizant of that. Or if it's, typically always sold at $12.99 and they just listed it at $17.99 on Vipon. Also be cognizant of that. So very handy tool. Camelizer, something also I talk about in my course, can help you out just like Jungle Scout. And this is actually a free extension if you want to go ahead and download it. Let's move on. This one was $19.69 at retails for. You're buying it for $5.90 with a coupon code. Okay, so this looks like a pretty solid product, actually. It's got 5 customer reviews. It sells for $19.69, although it looks like they only have one left in stock, which means one of two things. Either they're planning on reordering and they just haven't yet because this is their first order, which is probably pretty likely, or, it might be a little sketchy because they don't have more in stock. But you can also check to see, one of the things I like to do with this is, check other sizes or other variations. So if you go after the medium, well, then they have 13 left in stock. So you know that they are still attached to the listing. Let's check out the large. The large is in stock. They're not even below 20 yet. So that's still a pretty solid product. Let's go through and see if there's, okay, so they're only selling the small size with the coupon code. So that's something we got to keep in mind. But because there are other things that they're selling on this listing, it's still a great buy. Even if they don't reorder any more smalls, still a great buy. So obviously it's $41,000 in pet supplies, so it's a good product. Can we sell it? We can sell it. So new and used conditions, sell yours. Boom. That's a great product. It's got 5 customer reviews. Go ahead and grab the one that they have now. You're getting it $5.90. You're going to flip it for, maybe $18.50, a little bit under the buy box. If you're willing to wait a little bit longer, you can probably flip it for like $19.50. But I like to usually just drop it down and make the sale fast because I don't just want to get paid. I want to get paid fast, right? That's the whole concept here. You want to make the money quickly. So, what is that? Let's just take that down. Let's assume it's a little bit under, it's like a little bit over 18. It's like $13 profit margin here. Pretty solid buy in my opinion. Let's move on. We got 4 more here. I want to run through them really fast with you guys to show you that there are products to buy that are good on Vipon. And obviously, you can go out and go ahead and do this. So $19.99, 8 customer reviews, it's Prime. All great things checking out. It does sell for $19.99 and it does sell for $19.99. So let's go through and check it out. What's the sales rank? Okay, the sales rank is 160 in clothing, shoes, and jewelry. So that's obviously, not under 100,000. Let's check the extension. So this is an example of something that you'll see here. Because clothing, shoes, and jewelry, there's a lot of listings in clothing, shoes, and jewelry. So 160 is obviously above this. This is the reason, hence, to get the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. Because most people that don't have it are not going to go ahead and grab this with the stipulations that I talk about because it's 160. But if you check the extension, it shows you that it's selling on average about 60 a month currently. So let's check to see if we can buy it with the ASIN into Seller Central. New condition, you can sell it. So that's a great product as well. I would buy that too. And that's, what is that, like the 5th product that I might buy here? Maybe the 6th or 7th, depending. This one's a little bit closer to the margin. And the only reason I was going to show you this is something I might go after and grab myself. But, for the sake of not wasting any more of your time and just letting you know that this is probably something I would buy if I'm going ahead and buying like 20 items or 10 items on Vipon. I would just go ahead and buy this because if I flip it back up there, I might net like $4 or $5 after Amazon fees because the margin's only like $10 or like $9 here. So I'd still go ahead and grab this, but, you don't have to. Now, these two are a little bit more risky, and you do want to be aware of these higher priced items. You want to, take them through the checklist a little bit more, vigorously, just so you don't want to drop $49 and realize that, it's not a good product. So $49, let's go ahead and check this one out. It says that it retails at $99, but the great thing about this is, yes, it's high risk, but it's also high reward. You can make it and flip it for $50 just like that. So let's check it out. $99, it's got 29 reviews, and it's Amazon Prime. It's a humidifier, so that is a great sign. Let's check the ASIN and the sales rank. So $9,000 in kitchen and dining, which is probably selling a lot. So 124 monthly sales, and let's be sure that we can sell it. And we can sell it. New, collectible, and used conditions. So that's a $50 profit margin right there. Now, if you can sell more than one of them, or you can buy more than one of them, maybe you go ahead and buy 3 or 5 of these. You don't want to get too carried away. But if I bought 5 of these, that would be 50. What is that? $250 that I'm spending to potentially make another $250 just like that. So I'd make that $250 in a week just from buying this one product, if obviously I could buy, a couple of them. So that's a great product, and I want to show you guys these because, like I said, it goes back to that level stuff. If you're just starting out, this isn't a product you're going to go after because it's a little bit more high risk with your $49. But if you've been making money with the online arbitrage and you're a little bit further along, and it's like your second month or, a little bit, it's like your second payment even, and you have a little bit more excess capital, take some more risks on high risk, high reward products like this, because that's a $50 margin right there. You don't have to sell 5 products to get that. You just sell one of them. So mix and match. Take some risks on some items, take some, some higher priced items like this with high rewards, and also about 80 to 90% of your normal buys should be the low priced $10 profit margin to just get that steady return on your investment. That's a great product. I would 100% buy that. One more, last one. So a little bit lower, but it's still like a $16 margin. You're spending $16 to get it, obviously. Let's check it out. So it's got 9 reviews. It's got the Amazon's Choice badge, and it's $32.99 with Prime. All great signs. Now, it's $260 in tools and home improvement, so that is obviously probably not selling very well, which makes weird because it's got the Amazon's Choice badge. But let's check the numbers just to be sure. Yeah, it's selling less than 5 a month, so this is a bad product.